Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to more of the Grade 8 Gauss paper from 2017. We're going to be looking at question number 22 in this video, so hopefully you've given it a gander if that's what you would like to do. The values 2, 3, 4, and 5 are each assigned to exactly one of the letters V, W, X, and Y, to give Y to the X minus W to the V the greatest possible value. Okay, so there's certainly some, I think there's 24 different ways that we could arrange these numbers, but we want the greatest possible value, and then we just want to know, okay, if you've got the greatest possible value, what is X plus V? Alright. Okay, so Y to the X minus, let's get the last question out of here, so Y to the X minus W to the V, right? So we're just adding up the exponents. Okay, so it seems that if we want to make the greatest sum possible, we should have the largest exponent minus the smallest exponent. Okay, so of all the ways to pick 2, 3, 4, and 5, what gives me the largest possible exponent? And so we might get something like 3 to the 5. Okay, that's not the answer, but we might get something like 3 to the 5. And then we would ask, okay, what's the smallest? Well, if 3 and the 5 are chosen, that leaves the 2 and the 4 left, right? So what's the smallest way to go about the 2 and the 4? Okay. But you might also think, well, what if I started by picking the smallest, and then what's left over is being assembled into the largest? And so, there's some give and take here. There's some experimentation. Fortunately, with these numbers, I don't think it's going to be too hard to find the largest. So I would say intuitively, if we want the largest, we want to be playing with 4 and 5. Okay? Because if I used something like 2 to the 4, well, 2 to the 5 would have been bigger. And if I used something like 2 to the 5, well, 3 to the 5 would have been bigger. So those are the sort of things we want to think about. So if we're just going to look at 4 and 5, well, then we've got 4 to the 5 or 5 to the 4. Which one's bigger? This one's 625, whereas this one, if I recall correctly, is 1024. I'll just quickly grab my calculator. It's 32 squared, but I want to double check. Yeah, 4 to the 5. There we go. 1024. Okay, so clearly this one wins. And so that's what, 4 to the 5. So X, I think, should be 5. And in terms of the smallest, well, what's left over? 2 and 3. So which one's smaller, 2 to the 3 or 3 to the 2? This one's 8, this one's 9, so we want to subtract the 8. And we don't actually care what this sum is. We care that we're subtracting 2 to the 3. So 5 plus 3 is 8. And I believe the numbers were ordered, so it should be D. And there we go. We're going to say our answer is D. And that squares that away quite nicely. So coming up next, we're going to hit the middle of Part C. We're going to look at question number 23. If you want to be kept up to date as to when I'm posting videos, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to show a like if you're enjoying the contest so far. No matter what you do, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you for more contest later.